We have researched technology gunpowder, and it brings us advantages and disadvantages. The advantage is what now we can see on our map: saltpeter. Saltpeter is needed to produce cavalry. This is the ultimate unit of that era. The disadvantage is what now we can't produce pikemen anymore. Look at the pikeman. The pikeman cost 30 shields and it has defense 3. 30 shields, defense 3, everything's okay. But musketman, okay, it gives us defense 4. But it costs 2 times more, 60 production. It's okay if you have a lot of old units and you can just for gold update them. But what if you need to build a lot of them to protect cities you are going to conquer? We need to compare these units with 2 unique units, in my perception. First unique unit in feudalism, one country, Netherlands, has just perfect defender. Swiss Masonry. Swiss Masonry has defense 4 also, but it costs only 30 shields, 2 times less. So you can build 2 Swiss Masonries instead of a musketman, and of course it's much more durable. The next unit we need to compare is in chivalry. Let's find this. Chaps! Samurai. Samurai is a unique Japanese unit. It has slightly bigger price, 70, but attack and defense 4 and 4 and movement 2. Without a shadow of a doubt, this unit is much better. That's why I consider that now we have a problem. We can't produce massive amount of defensive unit. We need to take a deal with musketmen, and it's not so exciting. I think everything is ready for global German posh tail elimination. We have 3 army groups, like German in Operation Barbarossa, exactly. We have army group north, we have army group center, and we have army group south. But we don't have panthers, we have knights, but I think the result for Germans won't be different. Alright, let's start drilling way posh tails. Also, let's take a look on the job of our reconnaissance units. Now we just see all the territory of German Empire, and now we know where are these cities, resources and so on. That's why I'm strongly recommend you don't underrate these units. Explorers can give you a lot of information about your enemies and allies. As a result of our Nazi campaign, German posh tails have been drilled. We have captured their main cities. Now I think next turn we will obtain the technology, military traditions, which will give us our preferable cavalry units, to take a ride to the lands of our dear Mayan friend, because it looks like his posh tail hasn't been drilled, and we are going to correct that mistake. The Astounding wonder is ready. Bach's cathedral belongs to our magnificent empire. Well, let's take a look. It looks really nice in the center of our city. Alright. Right now we can't start preparing our next fish because the fish is being prepared in center, I guess. That's why we're going to start building university. And I hope it will have been finished by the moment we will obtain our next wonder, which is called Smith Trading Company. We have discovered the most important building in the Middle Ages after the university building. This building we discovered in technology banking, and obviously it has name Bank. Bank increases our tax on 50% in every city, and with it stacks with marketplace. That's why now we are going to start building in our cities cavalry. And we are going to build banks first, because first of all we have small issues with our economy, and second of all it enhances not only our income, but it enhances our research, because it will increase commerce, and commerce is being spent on research. Everything is ready for the judgment, and now I want to show you the true power of cavalry. First of all, let's take a look on our armies. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 armies, so in summary it's going to be around 100 cavalries. Addition to that, what I really like this unit, we can attack these cities in the first turn. Look, we need to go 2 tiles on the territory, we will lose 2 movement points, and we have 1 more point to attack. I'll show you. First of all, let's declare it war. Booms. Booms. Look, we just can move and attack in the first turn, so they won't be able to counterattack us. We can take the city in the first turn. It's like a blitzkrieg. Look, booms, booms, and the city is ours. Of course now they can't counterattack us, but first strike we can just kill all the units in 4 or 6 cities, 2 tiles, and we can attack. This is a really strong opportunity. That's why sometimes I prefer cavalry, like a reconnaissance unit, like a unit which can attack weak enemies, because it's so mobile, it's so fast. And I want to say one more moment. Next era, almost in the age of era, will be given by opportunity building tanks. Of course, this unit is super powerful, 16 attack, 8 defense, everything is fine, but moment only 2. It means that this unit can't attack like cavalry. It can't move 2 turns from enemy territory. Each movement point will be finished, and cavalry can do it. And of course, we have the ultimate unit of the game in the last era in synthetic fibers. We have modern armors, which are a perfect unit, 24 attack and movement free. So we can do almost 7, but come on, it's the last era, almost the end of this era. Addition to that, for that unit, you need oil, rubber, aluminium, almost everything. And cavalry can attack our civilization in the end of the second era only, and cavalry can do the same as modern armor can do 2 eras later. But come on, which units are going to sustain cavalry attacks? Musketmen, defense 4, oh okay. Because yes, modern armor they have some issues. They have issues, for example, because in that time their main rival is mech infantry, and mech infantry has defense 18, and of course it's going to be fortified, it's going to be in the city and so on, so the chances aren't so great. But cavalry in the end of the next era are super strong, are super powerful and super mobile, and quite frankly in this age you don't have any remedy against them. Of course maybe France can try to stay with its musketeers, which has defense 5, but defense 5. Next era, yes, industrial age, we will have 2 units which can sustain this attack. But in this age, this is just an ultimate unit of the age. Just an ultimate unit. Because it's powerful enough, it's really fast. That's why I consider this unit like a backbone of the army of the medieval age. It looks like this is just the plague of our enemies. Because they can punish them in the first turn. Let's do it again. Booms, okay, minus cavalry. Booms, booms, booms. And booms. No, not booms. And booms. Not booms, alright. Okay, we have more units than I expected. Booms. So, we just captured 2 cities, we killed all the garrisons, and Maya, they were not able to counterattack us. Now I think we have beheld the true power of cavalry in the medieval ages. We have built the magnificent wonder Smith Trading Company. Let's take a look. In our tremendous city it looks really nice near the river and sounds around. We have university, marketplace and so on. Sounds very interesting and exciting. And we have entered the golden age. It means that the productivity of all our citizens and laborers will be increased. We will obtain more production from our mines and tiles. Let's take a look. Now we have 69 gold per turn. Let's pick a bank. Now almost 300. 300 for free. I'm pretty sure that before we built that wonder, we had in our magnificent capital 21 production. Let's take a look. 33 production. It means that now we are going to change our plans a little bit. We are not going to free artistry and it's built in Shakespeare's theater. It's a nice great wonder, but it allows us only 1 city to grow beyond the population 12. Now our next goal is going to be physics, theory of gravity and magnetism. After we research these 3 technologies, we will be able to enter the industrial age. And in the industrial age, over time, our first technology is going to be steam power with railroads. And after that, we need to research industrialization and start building factories, which increase productivity of our cities. We need to do it right now, because while our golden age, we can produce it much faster. That's why let's go straight to the next age, and I hope Nutty plan will be successful, and we'll obtain our factories really fast. We have captured the Mayan capital, and we found the great wonder, the starter Zeus. Let's see, it will produce us more income, we like it. Thank you, Mayans. Oh, we can see it in this game, it's not shown. Thank you, Mayans, for your great wonder. We appreciate your intention to improve our magnificent empire. Ladies. Our blitzkrieg versus Maya has been finished, we captured all the cities we wanted. Also in Copan we captured one more wonder, the mausoleum of Mausolus. It will produce us happy faces and gold, of course. Everything looks fine and we are heading to the new age, the industrial age. What I really like about this game is the city views. You can open every your city and press city view. Look at it, it's just riveting and astounding. You can see every building you build, barracks, courthouse, bank, marketplace, university. It looks so nice, it looks so unique. And additional to that, the view of your city is connected to the terrain. So for example, our magnificent capital is located on plains. That's why we can see plains here. Let's find a city in the desert. Tuinanga? Let's take a look. No. Tuinanga is staying on Glassgrant. That's why we can see a Glassgrant view. Once again, we can see buildings we have already built in the city. Let's find something in the desert. What do we have here? Maybe Kanawaka? Let's take a look. Yes. For example, Kanawaka is staying on the desert territory. That's why we have Astounding river. We have grass, we have plains, we have sands, and of course we have our magnificent buildings and wonders. For example, here we have a national wonder, Forbidden Palace. Even if a city is staying on a tundra terrain, it will be shown in its city view. Let's take a look. It's really astounding. In addition to that, the city view changes every era, so next era we will see a new view. We will see a view of industrial buildings, industrial plants, and so on. I really like it in that game. I've never seen it in any other part of civilization. Of course, there were several views, there were 3D views and so on, and you could just zoom to your city, but it's not the same. It's not the same, quite frankly. They were not so astounding. They didn't change everywhere, so in this game, this is really riveting and exciting part of the game. And I really admire every time when I can see it. We have already met nations from our continent, and of course they are much more advanced than our neighbors, because our neighbors were punished by one naughty Iroquois boy. And let's take a look on one dirty trade trick. Look. Now we have a technology economics. We have researched the technology and we have already built the wonder it gives. So Smith Trading Company now is being built, I think, in Niagara Falls. Oh no, it's not in Niagara Falls. I think it's San Regis. Yes, it's San Regis. So we have researched the technology and we have already had its wonder. What should we do? Let me show you. On diplomacy, foreign advisors, we can just sell that technology to all the AIs. And we can buy our technologies. We don't have to research them. So for example, look, Pride and Press, World Map, Contacts, we accepted. The joke is that now we need to sell that technology to all the AI we met. Because in the other way, this Egypt naughty girl will just trade with our AIs, it will sell the technology and we won't obtain anything. So what's why now? Korea, for example. Good morning. Economics. Now we can obtain one more technology. Booms. Now who is next? Egypt, America, Persia. Let's take a look on Persians. Persia doesn't have anything, so okay, we can't trade with them. Who is next? Let's take a look on our neighbors. Inca, we even don't know banking, so that's why we can sell the banking. Obtain contact with Sumerians. Now we can find dirty Sumerian boy. Here he is. We can sell once again banking, why not? Contact with Byzantinians, we will take it. Now let's take a look at Byzantinians, we can sell them. Well, nobody, we can sell them anything. So, in the result of all our deals, we gained from one technology economics, two technologies. And it's really strong. We had Pride and Press and we had navigation, I guess. It means that we saved 4 turns, because in this game we have a limit. Every technology needs 4 turns as a minimum. Just a minimum to research a technology. That's why I strongly recommend you to use this dirty trick in your campaigns. If you have a technology which is really expensive but you have already built, for example, Wonder soon, you can easily sell that technology to other AIs and obtain 2 more, maybe 3 technologies. In addition to that, we are gained by maps. It's a really strong opportunity and I hope you will use it, not a trick, in your campaigns. After that you can just spare. You sold a technology which is worth nothing and you gained by 2 technologies which can be suitable for you, because for example now in Gandase Taigon Mother Group we can start building one wonder, Magellan's Voyage. Why? Because we have already traded with technology navigation and we didn't spend turns to research it. I think everything is ready for torturing naughty Spanish tails. We still have 3 army groups. Our cavalry. Let's start our cavalry blitzkrieg against Spanish. Alright, let's start from Murcia. This city is staying really bad, we are going to destroy it. I said do it. Booms. Booms. And let's raise the city. Booms. Now we have a settler right here, and next time we will settle a city right here. Finally, we have been gained by a great leader. Great leader appears if any elite unit destroys enemy, and I'll show you one dirty trick. First we need to capture Madrid. Let's do it. Booms. 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 And we have a Colossus. Alright, we obtained about more money. In addition to that, we can use our great leader to build an army. Army means that several units will stay together and will fight together. So for example, if army attacks, 3 cavalry, for example, if army contains cavalry, will attack, it's just impossible to stop. Of course, you need to add in your army units. I'm strongly recommending you to add and bet army elite units. I don't want to add any unit which have already gained as a leader, so that's why we will be waiting for a little bit. Now, addition to that, first of all, cavalry has +1 turn. Look, the speed of our cavalry is 4. Addition to that, it can attack multiple times turn. Booms. And one of the most important thing, now we have an army, and we have victor's army because we have already killed a swordsman. After that, we can build just an astounding building. Look at it. First of all, heroic epic. It will increase the frequency of our leaders from victory. And the second one is much more important. This city will be able to build armies without leaders. Just build armies. Now, just imagine one nutty trick. We can find a city which produces a lot of production. We can build that military academy. This one. After that, we can build armies. Of course, they are limited. One army for 4 cities, but look at the map. Do we have issues with the number of cities? And after that, for example, you can add in that army 4 infantry. How does it sound? Or 4 mechs. How does it sound? And the ultimate army contains 4 elite modern armors. This is just unstoppable force in the game. That's why I'm strongly recommending to obtain a leader and after that to create an army, kill any other unit, and now you are able to build these 2 astounding buildings. And keep in mind that you will gain opportunity to build military academy in the same technology as cavalry. You need to research military traditions first. You know, this mechanic in Civilization 3 reminds me of a similar mechanic in Civilization 6. But in Civilization 6, of course, you don't need a leader, you can just build corpses and arms during your moving from your cultural tree. But here, this is the most important thing to obtain a leader. In addition to that, I want to tell you one more additional thing. Let's find a civilization, for example, Aztecs. Aztec is a military civilization. Look, militaristic nations, their chance of promoting during a battle is increased. It means that they have almost all the units which killed an enemy is an elite unit. And after that, they can easily obtain a leader, create an army, and just kill everything they see. Especially, it's super strong with one nation. And I think you know this nation. Rome. Rome is a militaristic nation. It needs to build legions. Legions become a elite unit. After that, we kill somebody, we obtain army. And after that, in the ancient era, you can obtain army free, attack free, defense, and movement too. This is just unstoppable thing. Okay, it looks like I'm talking too much about armies. Let's continue reeling Spanish posh tales. Okay, I think you have already acknowledged that I love talking about our lovely, astounding and tremendous strategy games, but I think we should continue our punishment in the next series. So it means that we will see each other in the next series. See you soon in Tactical Imperative.